Welcome to Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, better known as the Swamp, home of the Florida football team. Today, the undefeated Gators play their once and perhaps future nemesis, the Tennessee Volunteers, led by quarterback Joshua Dobbs. At stake, relevance in the SEC East and a return of the rivalry that once dominated the league.
4th and 11. End zone bound and caught for a touchdown. Retail Anthony.
Snap, the kick is in the air, and the kick this time is no, sir, Lee. Final score, Tennessee 20, Florida 17.
Comes the blitz, quick flip, caught. Did he hold it long enough? The official says yes. Oh boy, is that going to be controversial. 1st and 10 at the 35. Stevens, big hole. Breaks the tackle of Marquand Daniel. He is gone. Touchdown, Tennessee. This for the tie. Snap is back. Pressure, fires it, incomplete. From the 50, for the win. Hole is good. It's got enough distance. He nailed it. Talk about redemption. Tim Tebow is in, the freshman quarterback from St. Augustine, Nice, and here is what he does.
Leak standing back, looking to throw. Fires the ball to the right side. He's got a receiver there. Dallas Baker to the 10, to the 5, and in for the touchdown. Oh my! Dallas Baker is your touchdown maker.
We welcome all of you to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. This afternoon, the Tennessee Volunteers come into the Swamp to take on the Gators of Florida. Hi once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. In the 90s and early in this decade, this was one of the premier football rivalries in all the country. Philip Fulmer was at Tennessee, Steve Spurrier at Florida. In recent years, though, both teams have fallen from the top. In spite of that, Florida has won the last 10 games, and they have done so in a dominating fashion, as you see. Gary, what relevance, if any, does that streak have to this game?
You know, Vern, I think for the players, not much. But for the fans, for the Tennessee fans, it's a huge deal. And I think it'll create pressure in this game if it gets tight in the football game.
Well, how does Tennessee go about breaking the streak?
You know, Vern, I think it has to be their quarterback, Joshua Dobbs. If there was one guy coming into this season that Tennessee thought and the SEC fans thought was going to have a breakout season, it was Dobbs. I mean, people thought he might be this year's Dak Prescott. Now he's played fine, but he hasn't been that difference maker that a lot of people thought. And I think in this game, he has to dominate that position because he's going up against a guy at Florida in Will Grier that right now Florida is managing. They don't want Will Grier to beat them, and they want to see if they can play around that freshman quarterback. So I think in this game, Dobbs must be a difference maker.
Well, to make it more difficult for Florida, 2 players have been suspended for this game only, including the backup quarterback, Treon Harris. How does that affect things?
You know, most people would think it would be Tabor, the defensive player, but I think it's the backup quarterback. Last 2 years, Florida has used their backup quarterback to make a difference in this game, and the way you call plays as an offensive coordinator without a primary backup could affect play calling.
What will you be looking, what segment of this offense or defense do you think will be significant?
You know, Verna, I think both coaching staffs walked in that defensive line meeting room and said, you know, there's a lot of different ways we can win this game. But you guys, you front four on both sides can dominate the game. The weakest point of Florida and Tennessee Tennessee is their offensive lines. The strongest point could be the defensive lines. Which group will dominate?
It's an early season game of significance. And if it's significant, that means we get to welcome Brad Paisley.
The Home Depot SEC on CBS is sponsored by Outback Steakhouse, DirecTV, Aflac, and by Bud Light.
And you see what will become a full house here at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, the Tennessee Volunteers and the Florida Gators. Moments ago, Allie with head coach Jim McElwain.
Coach, you're without two players who were suspended this week. One of them is quarterback Treon Harris. Not having your backup quarterback, how does that affect your game plan today?
Well, you know, it's one of those things where we'll welcome him back next week, and at the same time, somebody else will step up. And I'll tell you what, though, doesn't get much better than this, does it?
No, it really doesn't. It's been a decade of dominance against this Tennessee team. How do you keep the streak rolling?
Well, hopefully we've taken care of that during practice. So now we just come out and have fun.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
You know, Vern, I think that's been the theme that Jim has used all week. McElwain has just said, let's just concentrate on the basics. Let the score. He learned that right from Alabama. That's exactly the way they do it.
Where he was once the offensive coordinator. And a quick sprint across the field. And we find Allie LaForce now with Butch Jones.
Coach, you're coaching in just your third Tennessee-Florida rivalry game, but it's been a long 10 years since Tennessee has beaten Florida. Why will today be different?
Well, we understand what's at stake, and we're responsible for what we create on this football field, and it's going to come down to following the plan to win.
Florida has one of the best defenses in the SEC. How can you dictate the tempo today?
Well, it's going to be, first of all, mixed downs. We have to own mixed downs. We have to keep them off balance, and we have to be in manageable third down situations.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tennessee won the toss. They have deferred the option. That means that Tennessee will kick off. Aaron Medley is the kickoff man, and Brandon Powell, number 4, is deep. First meeting back in 1916. Powell drifts back and will take a knee. And let's check the Chick-fil-A starting lineups now. We begin with the quarterback, Will Grier.
You know, Vern, Will Grier has really bailed out this team with his feet just as much as they thought it would be with his arm. He's a work in progress, but when you talk to everybody around the program, they believe the future is bright. But, you know, we've been here. Hard to learn in this league.
He is a redshirt freshman. Went all the way last week in the win at Kentucky, after which his head coach Jim McElwain said, well, he did okay.
Did okay.
First down 10. Kelvin Taylor is the running back alongside Grier. Deep down the middle, and he overthrows an open Antonio Callaway. Well, Will Grier up and down so far in these games.
Yeah, not unexpected, especially that big game against Kentucky on the road. You know, playing an SEC game, that strike over the middle was the one he just missed right there. So they gave him a play call, but it's been his legs on busted plays that have really bailed out the big Gators. This interception on first down was probably his worst play of the game.
Second down 10 after the missed pass. Cameron Dillard, number 54, will snap it back. Here's a quick toss to Kelvin Taylor. And let's introduce you to the Florida offense. Sharp, Thurman, Dillard, Riles, and Halter. Trip Thurman, the senior, the most experienced of that very, very young offensive line. Antonio Callaway, true freshman, has made a big splash early in the season. And there's an injured player down for Tennessee, Owen Williams, number 58.
Well, Tennessee has Danny O'Brien back this week, so they have a very deep front four. So if there was a time for Williams to get dinged, they do have plenty of backups this week.
Danny O'Brien was the starter for game 1, then suspended for violation of team rules. That's a pretty generic explanation for all teams. Danny O'Brien wears number 95. See if he is next on the field.
First big call for Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator for Florida. They're in their own zone. He started off very interestingly. The first play of the game was the same play that we had the highlight of, that pass down the middle that he had his, I thought, best throw of the game to Callaway. So now on 3rd and 7, remember, how do you manage your quarterback and there's no backup? And scrambling on 3rd down was a big part of the game for Will Grier against Kentucky.
Well, defensively, you just saw Owen Williams walk off the field. They've got Vereen, Vickers, Barnett. Reeves Maben had a huge game despite the loss against Oklahoma with 21 tackles in that game. And Ladero McNeil thought his career might be over with a neck injury before the season started. He was cleared to come back to practice on September 14th, made his first appearance last week, had an interception for 57 yards, and he is starting at safety this afternoon.
Vern, you know, this is going so slow here at the start. I thought they were going to honor us to recognize our first game together in 2006.
That's right. It feels right to be back here during this game, doesn't it?
Yep. That primetime game when we were the stars and Tebow stole all of our spotlight that day.
And he's still doing it.
Yeah. Still
doing it. Kyle Phillips is in as the defensive tackle now, number 5. Well, this one's taking a while to get just
they're introducing some crowd of athletes here on the sideline. Softball team, whatever it is.
Well, congratulations to them. Let's go to Allie.
The training staff is working on Owen Williams' right hand. They put a stent over his middle and his ring finger, and then they taped it up. It looks like he's going to try to go back in. Nothing too serious, just a new tape job.
Okay, Allie. Glad you had a chance to catch your breath after that sprint. Well, we're about ready, I believe. 3rd down 6.
One of the trademarks of a McElwain offense is the use of the tight ends all over the field.
Well, they bunch. There's an inside rush, and that's nothing.
According to the game plan.
LaTroy Lewis.
Yes, I'm sorry, Vern. You know, that's one of the things that John Jancic will try to do, the defensive coordinator for Tennessee, is keep this guy in front of him. They know he flashes early. He's done that. I thought Kyle Phillips, number 5, a true freshman in there, came off and kept his eye on the quarterback.
That brings Johnny Townsend on to punt. The deep man is Cameron Sutton, the starting cornerback. This is a boomer. Taken at the 9. Looks for blocking help and does not get it. Whoa, terrific downfield play. 61-yard punt, 5 on the return. Quincy Wilson, number 6, who gets the start at cornerback today because of the suspension to Jalen Tabor. Tennessee has the ball. Never miss a moment of college football with the CBS Sports app. Every play, every story, and every highlight, right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now. And we'll introduce you now to the Chick-fil-A starting offense for Tennessee, beginning with Joshua Dobbs.
Vern, I think he has to affect the running game. We know he's obviously involved in the passing game, but whether he's keeping the ball or carrying out his fakes, Florida must defend the quarterback. And he has to be an integral part of that running game where Tennessee has struggled so many years against Florida.
Jalen Hurd is the running back. He's had an outstanding start to 2015, and he gets a really good start here. Nice block on a pursuing defender, and Jalen Hurd has picked up a first down.
Oh, what a great sign for this Tennessee football team. Everybody knows the stats. Everyone knows that, you know, as Vern showed you in the open, that Tennessee has struggled to run the ball, and now Jalen Hurd pops a play on first down run.
And is immediately replaced by Alvin Kamara, who's in his first year at Tennessee. In junior college last year, after starting his career at Alabama. He gets the pass, and it's a little bit behind him. Tennessee's offense. Kerbison, Robertson, Thomas, Wiseman, Kendrick. Ethan Wolf has got 2 touchdowns. Jalen Hurd, you just saw him. Marquez Noith, the true freshmen, Jawan Jennings, and Josh Malone complete the 11 on the field. It's Hurd back in there. He goes right, picks up 3 or 4. Joey Ivey, one of the front 4 for the Florida defense, which is off to a sensational start. Jonathan Bullard can play either outside or in. He goes inside today. Brantley Cox and Vernon Hargraves, arguably the best cornerback in the SEC, and indeed one of the best in the country. 3rd down 6. Joshua Dobbs pumps once, nailed. No pickup block. And it was Antonio Morrison, number 3, the middle linebacker, who came in almost untouched.
Yeah, Joshua Dobbs should know better. Florida, especially new defensive coordinator Jeff Collins, loves to bring the 5th guy. And the 5th guy this time, a linebacker, a key blitz. That means he runs at the running back. If he goes not to somebody else, he keeps going. And Dobbs didn't have that mental clock running at the right rate.
Trevor Daniel, who's averaging over 47 yards per punt. This one low and will bounce at the 36 on one hop. It's taken by Antonio Callaway, and he doesn't find any room. It's a 48-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Take another look, Gary, at Antonio Morrison.
Yeah, you got to know when you see him at the close at the line of scrimmage, get your drop, let it wing, because you got to avoid those sacks. They're coming.
Kurt Magid is one of the defensive stars for Tennessee. He's out for 6 to 10 weeks, but he did make the trip. Allie talked with him during pregame.
Kurt, first start us off with, how's the hip feeling?
It's getting better. You know, it's going to be a process, but day after day, I'm just getting better, healing.
Your coach decided to give up a roster spot for you to travel with the team. Why did he make that decision, and what do you plan on telling the team today?
First of all, I'm grateful for him to make that decision, and I told my teammates I'm thankful for them to let me come along with them, and it means a lot. I'm going to be on the sideline, and I'm going to be locked in on every play and give them everything I got, give them all my energy, all my focus, and all my attention. Yeah.
Best of luck to you in your recovery, Kurt.
Thank you very much.
Now there's Kurt Magid. About an hour and a half before the game, he led his team with a very emotional recitation, I should call it.
Well, he's been here for a lot of them.
Yeah, he has.
Knows what he's talking about.
Danny O'Brien is in the lineup now, having served his 2-game suspension. Play action. That one's caught by Jake McGee, the tight end, number 83, a 6-year player. And a gain of 14.
Very interesting. When we talked with McElwain and Nussmeier, they both hinted that they were so worried about that front 4 for Tennessee that they may finesse them earlier. And I asked McElwain, I said, much like Alabama did against LSU in that 2011 national championship, and he winked at me. I don't know what that meant.
Oh, no. Here's a big hole up the middle. This is Kelvin Taylor. Cuts to the outside, caught and dropped inside the 10.
Yeah, the safety that time could have kept that with about a 10 or 11-yard play, but he falls down coming up. I think it's Brian Randolph, number 37. A nice move in the hole. It is Randolph. Randolph comes up, loses his footing, and then Taylor makes it into the secondary and inside the 10.
That's a gain of 47 by far. His longest gain of the year. He had only 45 yards in last week's game at Kentucky. Here's Taylor again inside the 5. Well, Much documented confrontation after Kelvin Taylor made a throat slash gesture in the win 2 weeks ago, and Jim McElwain got in his face with a profanity-laced tirade. We talked to both of them yesterday. Kelvin Taylor said he's good with it. Jim McElwain said it's in the past.
Yeah, I think everybody kind of handled this well. McElwain knew he needed to do better, and I think Kevin Taylor you should give a lot of kudos to. He took it for the team, basically. He knew he was a little bit wrong and just said, yes, sir. And it pays off.
Touchdown, Taylor. Leading the cheers, Jim McElwain.
About Taylor, that whole incident, he knew he could have reacted. He knew his teammates were watching him. He's been with this team for a long time. Highly recruited player, played with Matt Jones last year, kind of sharing the carries. He's the featured back this year, and he knew the coach signaled him out for a message to everyone, and he didn't make it bigger than himself. He kind of said, yes, sir, let's move on and let's forget about it.
New place kicker for Florida, Jorge Powell. The regular place kicker had missed his last 3, including having one blocked last week. He's only 3 of 6 for the year, and now Jorge Powell has knocked home the extra point. Fred Taylor's son. I had to get out of that quickly. Fred Taylor, a star here years ago, and his son Kelvin puts Florida on the board first. Florida will kick off after that 1 minute and 41-second touchdown drive.
Started again with a first down pass. The first play of the game, it was an incomplete. This time a little dump pass, and came back with a successful running play.
Jorge Powell will kick off. Evan Berry, number 29, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Prominent member of the Berry family. His brother Eric got to see him last week. Eric, of course, having whipped non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and a star for the Kansas City Chiefs, was in the stands last week when his little brother, one of twins, takes a knee here. Let's go back to
Vern,
the big
you know,
run.
if you're going to run the ball in this league, you got to block inside out. Trip Thurman and Cam Dilliard, those are the 2 guys that did their job in this game. And once you open the hole, that means there's area to run. And you get the one-on-one, and it's hard to stop these backs one-on-one. You got a little bit of a slip there, but when you're running inside out, the center and the guard, and that means those guys are doing the job.
Nice scene on the bench. Jim McElwain, Kelvin Taylor, adversaries for a moment 2 weeks ago. Dobbs back, a lot of time. Comes near side, it's completed for 30 to Josh Smith, number 25, another true freshman. 7-zip, nearing the 10-minute mark of the first quarter of play. Jalen Hurd, the running back. Dobbs changing the play. Plenty of time on the play clock. Stunts and a blitz and a sweep. Oh, what a nice open field tackle. That was Marcus May, number 20.
Well, this was blocked very well by Tennessee at the line of scrimmage, but one of the trademarks playing in the secondary at Florida for as long as I've been doing these games, the safeties come up and play physical football. There's been one All-American after another, and I'll tell you, May and Neal, they've got 2 more.
Third down 2. Rolled out by Dobbs. Turns the corner and hurls for the first down.
That'll give a message to his team right there.
I
that
agree.
Type of effort. That's what it's going to take to get, this was a called pass, obviously, but Josh Dobbs has to be involved in the run game. No more hiding the quarterback, no more protecting. Hurd does a nice job on the outside, but sellout by Joshua Dobbs for the first down, and that gives a message to the whole bench. It's going to be all out to win this game.
Time has been called. Timeout. Now they reset the football to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, I think there was a question if the official got hit, or was he, whether he got his foot out of bounds before he crossed, but that was pretty fun to watch.
8:52 to go, first quarter. That's Hurd in motion to the right. Quick screen out to the right. And a good job of bottling it up as he gets to the 40. Marquez North, who is a 4-year starter. And Kamara was out there as well. It was Marquez North with the block.
You know, Tennessee that started off so big against that Oklahoma team just could not keep it going. We talked to Butch about it.
This is Kamara.
Oh, nice play. This is going to be a physical football game here. You can see the tone has been set. The specialists for Tennessee, you've seen that they know they have to take on tackles and be physical. And they have been, well, he knocked down 3 Gators on that run. What a run.
Jared Davis and Quincy Wilson defending. It isn't up for the first down as they near midfield. Dobbs right side into the flat. Oh boy, fumble. Still loose, I believe. No, they're going to say incomplete pass. Incomplete pass at the 48. Brian Poole knocked the ball out.
I thought it was very close, to tell you the truth. I thought he took a couple steps. Catches it 1, 2. Boy, that second foot almost came down there. This is very close, and it will be replayed. I thought Kamara clearly caught the ball. 1, 2, he turns his head, but will they even replay it? They snap it and don't even look.
Wow. That is stunning.
I thought they would have to take a look. Clearly, remember, even if the play is not stopped for us, that does not mean the replay official didn't look. He had one little bobble there.
Yeah.
It may be the little bobble as he re-caught it is what was seen. But, you know, if I'm the replay official, I got to be honest, I would have stopped it. It's such a big turnover. I would have taken a look.
3rd and 13. Dobbs steps up. He's going to be sacked for the second time. 4th down. Alex McAllister, who had 2 sacks last week.
Yes, you're right. This is elite pass rushers that Florida has from almost every direction. McAllister comes around the corner on this one and just cannot be handled by Kendrick. Kendrick gets his feet tangled up just a bit around the edge, and the speed and the size. I mean, McAllister's 6'6", right around the corner. Sharp turn.
Trevor Daniel for his second punt. First was 48 yards. This one a little higher. And a fair catch. Yes, it is. Inside the 15. That's a 51-yard punt. Nothing on the return. Well, the strength of this Florida team has been their defensive unit. Yeah. It's a Gator edge. On Wednesday, don't miss the premiere of the new medical drama, Code Black. Academy Award winner Marcia Gay Harden stars, premiering Wednesday at 10, 9 Central only. CBS. Let's take another look.
Vern wanted to take another look at this play right here.
Oh, that arrow in my back hurts.
Oh, here we go. Pass out. Let's see if he bobbled it or not. Caught it. 1, 2. Well, this is the replay official should have been looking at, and he chose not to. And that was about as immediate as you could get on that fumble.
1st down 10. Florida with a 7-0 lead, 6:20 to go in the opening quarter of play. McGee sets up tight to the left. It's Powell in the background, in the backfield, and he gets the toss and gets out into the 20-yard line. Shy Tuttle, number 2.
Brandon Powell, playing primarily as a wide receiver this year, was a running back. Remember, the 2 backups to Taylor are both true freshmen. You know, it seems to me, Vern, that Florida does not have a go-to offensive player, which can be good and sometimes makes it difficult for the defense of not knowing exactly who to stop.
C.J. Wharton is on the field now. Across the middle, in and out of the hands of the aforementioned C.J. Wharton. 3rd and 3.
I don't know if he saw this throw. He was still past. No, he did not at all. And the ball was in the air, and he thought he was going to get it later. Jalen Reeves-Maybin was up in the air. He never even saw it.
Nope. Hit the side of the helmet, and it's 3rd down 3. DeMarcus Robinson now takes the slot position. And DeAndre Gouldsby is wide to the right. 4-man Tennessee rush behind. Oh, boy.
Double clutched it. Double clutched it. Watch his delivery here. When he was ready to throw, it was no, the connection between he and Callaway was not there, and he double clutched this, and then he was off balance. Starts to throw, then he stops, and then he tries to throw. Vern, when you go back to basketball, that's double clutch.
Double clutch, okay. I've seen it at the free throw line.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Usually results in an air ball like that one.
Ooh, high snap.
Johnny Townsend gets it. Cameron Sutton is the deep man to the 35, gets a block, looks for another, and he counterpunches out to the 43-yard line. Nice return. Well, last win for Tennessee in this series was 2004. What else was happening then? Saban was at LSU. George W. Bush, re-elected president. Florida had a role in all of that. I remember the best song, certainly.
Really?
On the upper right hand. Yeah, you bet. I used to hum that. It was on my iPod before there was an iPod. 1st down 10. Jalen Hurd.
Watch a double
pass. Back to the right side. Here comes the screen. Joshua Dobbs, recipient. He's got no one between him and the goal line. Jawan Jennings, the freshman, threw the pass 58 yards.
Find a way to use Dobbs. What a great call that time by Mike DeBoer, first-year offensive coordinator. You know, I saw this play back when I was doing Michigan when Mike was the offensive coordinator. I think he hit one to Brian Greasy just like this back in the day, and Greasy didn't take it that far.
Well, here's my dollar. You got Brian Greasy into this telecast. I didn't expect that. What a pass! What a play! Aaron Medley with the extra point, and after that 58-yard wide receiver pass to Joshua Dobbs, we're tied.
The overall theme, I think, for Tennessee in this game has been exactly what we talked about in the beginning. Dobbs must be a centerpiece of this offense or they're going to have trouble. And he has been. Great call.
Seven ball game, 5:07 to go in the first quarter. Tennessee has tied it up, and here is Medley with the kick. This will go through the end zone. Let's look one more time at this wide receiver pass back to the quarterback.
Yeah, you can see it all the way set up perfectly. Perfect call. You go in motion, you get the whole team flowing one direction, and then sneak out Dobbs the other way. Jennings catches, but look what happens over here on this side. You've got this whole area here. No gator on that whole side of the field. one quick point. Number 71 downfield, an offensive lineman, Weissman, not at all a call because the ball was thrown behind the line of scrimmage. That's legal. It's not the new one where they throw it downfield.
On first down 10 from the 25, Kelvin Taylor, who had a 57-yard run earlier in the ball game to set up a Florida touchdown. This was complete to Antonio Callaway. Tries to drag Emmanuel Mosley with him. Well, this conversation's been going on for a while.
Yep, and I know who he's talking to. Offensive coordinator is upstairs. First year, long time coach, Mike DeBoard. That's Mike right there. I should know that. In the middle. Mike coached 97 to 99 and another stint at Michigan. He coached Brian Greasy and Tom Brady. Not bad, huh?
That's not bad. Not bad at all. Play action.
Oh, nice play.
Jalen Meaves Raven. Let's go back to New York. Adam Zucker for this Heisman Watch presented by Nissan.
All right, Vern, the SEC edition for you. Leonard Fournette was at it again, tearing up the turf in Syracuse. 244 yards on 26 carries. They worked him today, a 10-point win up north. Nick Chubb, 3 total touchdowns against Southern. They've got Bama next week on CBS, and Chad Kelly, after beating Alabama, goes after Vandy tonight. Josh Dobbs with some flair a moment ago, too, Vern.
Thank you, Adam. And we were watching on the big screen here when Fournette had an 80-yard touchdown run negated by an illegal formation call. Across the middle, caught. Brandon Powell to the 42-yard line.
Again, one of the trademarks of a Jim McElwain offense that Doug Nussmeier's running it. Remember, he fouled him up on Alabama. Is the use of the tight ends in odd spots. It stresses the defense. They don't know exactly how to treat him. McGee splits off, and then just coming inside for an easy throw for the quarterback, you get the wide receiver Powell.
Third down 3. DeMarcus Robinson, Ahmad Fullwood, both to the left side. They toss. Come right. Does not get it. Does Kelvin Taylor. Shy Tuttle, number 2, was the first man there.
Sure was. That was a fantastic play by Tuttle, number 2, getting off the block. One of the things you can talk about is be fast, be strong, but also get off the block. And that time, he got off the block late that time. Antonio Riles could not hold it, and that was the stop.
So it's 4th down. And Johnny Townsend is on to punt. Again, this will be his 3rd. Cameron Sutton is deep. Sutton at the 10-yard line. This one sails. Will go into the end zone. Tomorrow on CBS, after 15 years, see how the original CSI ends. William Peterson returns for the unforgettable finale tomorrow after 60 minutes, only CBS.
Oh, Vern, I mean, there's no doubt looking at the tapes that Butch Jones has rebuilt this Tennessee program, and it's night and day from where he started it. But we were talking to him about that Oklahoma game, obviously. That's what we do, bring up the last game.
Right.
And he goes, you know how it's usually 1 or 2 plays, and it could have been a difference? He said it was 10 or 12 plays, and we didn't win any of those 10 or 12 plays, or we would have won the game.
In that game 2 weeks ago, Tennessee, here's the pass to Hurd out in the left flat. They had a 17-3 lead going into the 4th quarter, and it seemed to be such a defining game for this program, and they wilted.
Yeah, you know.
Double overtime.
Yeah, I saw a team that really wanted to get the game over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just wanted that game so bad, but it's a learning experience, and, you know, if they might trade that one for this one.
Hurd starts right, cuts back left. Oh, look at him. What a bruiser. Out to the 37-yard line and a first down.
You think Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara and that offensive line is sick of hearing about 10 years of dominance in the running game. Because that time, these running backs so far in this game, Dobbs did it, Kamara did it, and now Hurd has done it. Played physical football at the line of scrimmage. You'd love that from your backs.
Quick flip out to the right side. This is Jawan Jennings, and he knows what's coming. Keanu Neal was up on top. Marcus May was the first to make contact. Those are those two safeties that you'd mentioned.
You know, what a play by Marcus May. Sometimes it's just want to. You know, we saw that last week a little bit by Auburn. But Marcus May just wanted to make this play. On the right side, he gets off the block and makes the tackle. That's just, he wanted that tackle.
Up the middle she goes. That's going to bring up a third down from the 41-yard line, and a player hurt for Florida at the 45-yard line. That looks like it's Hargraves. Yeah. It is.
And he's holding his back, isn't he? You know what's interesting? When he intercepted that pass, I was watching the tape of their game against Kentucky. When he intercepted that early pass, I was shocked to see him get tackled by Tolles, the quarterback for Kentucky. And what it told me is that he wasn't yet 100%. He's already missed the game, and I think we're still seeing the effects of a player not 100%.
Well, that injury that cost him the East Carolina game was a hamstring.
There he is at the top of your screen. I mean, that's basically nothing, right? That's basically nothing. This is a guy who's just getting over. You know, there's one thing about an injury. It's happened to me. It's happened to everybody that plays. Once you hurt something, it always seems connected to the next injury. And it just becomes the next, the next, and the next.
I can relate to that, and I never played football.
Yeah, well, that's another story, the age story.
Yes, true it is. DeAndre Porter has taken Hargraves' place. Third down, 7. Dobbs got a man open and misfires.
Yeah, it seemed to me, now we are a little ways away, but Von Pearson needs to make this play. I mean, come on, you want to win on the road. This was not that bad of a throw, was it? Let me see one more look.
No,
I think you got to catch that ball, right? I mean, you're an SEC scholarship guy. That's a ball you got to catch.
On fourth down, Trevor Daniel is on. This will be his third punt. And he backs Callaway up. He takes it at the 7. Oh, watch out. One man to beat. He beat him. Now it's a foot race. There is a flag down. Back at the 20-yard line.
You can always tell the Florida bench was not even cheering as Callaway was running. And just one block in the back, that's all it took. I don't even know if it was necessary, but it only takes one.
Well, now we're being told that what appears to be a flag is, in fact, a shoe.
During the return,
illegal block
in the back, number 9.
But there's a flag.
Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Put down.
There was a flag.
Oh, there was. It was clear. It was a clear block in the back. Coming right down the middle of the field on the hash. You could barely see it. It flashed by so fast that time, but it was clear, and I think everybody on the Florida bench knew it right from the start. Yep, right from behind. All you need is a little bit of a push. I think it was Pittman, number 9, who got the block, and then who threw the shoe? It was Callaway that threw the shoe.
Well, we're even. You got Brian Greasy into the telecast. I've got a shoe for a flag. So that wipes out a 63-yard punt return.
You know, I think even on that play, Pittman knew, Callaway knew that was not going to be a return, because he kind of just said, well, I might as well get out of bounds here.
Noticed that too. Kelvin Taylor is the running back. They bunch the formations, come up the middle to Taylor.
Todd Kelly. And let's go down to Allie and check in on Vernon Hargraves.
Thank you, Vern. Vernon is laying on his stomach on the trainer's table. They were rubbing his back. He had just recently got up from the table. They were rubbing a cream called Flexel on his lower back. I looked it up. It's a muscle relaxer. So he had some sort of lower back issue going on. It seems like they've worked it out.
I congratulate you for the depth of your preparation. You've got a medical dictionary down there. Another look.
Yeah, I just think he just tweaked his back. Might have been a play earlier on that one. I think Goolsby is going to get a chop block on that call with Fred Johnson.
Chop block, number 30 and number 74 on the offense. And penalty is declined. Second down.
Both of the freshman tackles are in for Florida. Ivy, number 73, the 5-star, and number 74, Johnson. I think Ivy's in. Yes, they usually bring them both in at the same time. And interestingly, in that Kentucky game, in the key drive of that game, both of them were in the game.
Second down, 7. That's Martez Ivy. Saw action last week for the first time because of an injury. The end of the first with the score 7-7. We'll return to Gainesville after this message and a word from your local station. We welcome you back to the Home Depot SEC on CBS. Back in the swamp where we're tied at 7-7 as we begin quarter number 2. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Allie LaForce. Out of the spread, the handoff. Well, 7-7 ball game. Florida struck first. Then a gadget play of sorts for Tennessee. Any particular player that's grabbed your eye so far?
I think the two running backs, Taylor and Hurd, have been on their game. Physical play from Hurd and the ability to pick the holes by Taylor. These are the two guys that have been ready to play the most. I think the other good side for Tennessee, no turnovers. They, in this game, they've lost the turnover battle. They haven't won it in 10 years, and they've lost it 8 out of 10. So hold on to the ball, give yourself a chance, and Tennessee in the football game, 7-7.
There is a player down. It's Antonio Riles, the offensive lineman. And he is listed as the starter at right guard.
Yeah, I think he got hit by Kelvin Taylor that time. He fell right on the back of him as he's running the ball. Number 51 right there, excuse me. Tried to circle him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So time is taken. Riles is up. He's hobbling off without assistance. Back in a moment. That is Antonio Riles, the injured right guard. Let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Thank you, Vern. Riles is definitely suffering from some sort of injury in his right knee. They took his knee brace off, and they're feeling around in his right knee as we speak. His face is cringing as they're pressing in the inside of his knee. I'll let you know more when I hear more.
All right, thank you. 7-7 the ball game. Third down 1, Florida. Let's see what kind of move they make to take over that Riles spot at right guard. Looks like Tyler Jordan might be in there.
He's another true freshman. That means Florida has 3 true first-year freshmen. Okay, let me see. That's redundant. 3 true freshmen in the game at the same time.
I would never have corrected you. Third down 1. So it's Jordan for Riles along with Johnson and Ivy, the 2 tackles. And
it's close, isn't it?
Very close. Let's see. It might have gotten it.
Yeah, head linesman has it as a first down on the bottom. Got a really good spot on this. It's one of the kind of the staples of this Florida offense this year, the quick snap count on short yardage plays. They got a touchdown out of it already this year, and they like to give you that quick pitch out of it. How about that 3 freshman offensive linemen playing in the big leagues here?
In the SEC. First down 10. And a redshirt freshman quarterback comes near side, and that's caught by DeMarcus Robinson. 15th catch of the year. Had 53 a year ago. I read something this week that indicated a disappointment with him in the first 3 games.
Yeah, and it's, you know, everybody, again, thought that Robinson would be one of those breakout go-to players. And like I said earlier, they don't really have one, which leaves the question, why not? Why isn't Robinson a breakout player? And it seems to me that he's getting a little tough love from the head coach.
Kelvin Taylor back on the field. On 2nd down. Flip left side, Antonio Callaway, the freshman. And let's go back to New York. Adam Zucker for an Advocare update.
All right, Vern, thank you. And after punting on their first 2 possessions, Alabama finally gets on the board against Louisiana Monroe to make it 7-0. Derrick Henry doing the job there. Getting ready to face Georgia next week, but making Monroe perhaps pay a price for their woes from a week ago, Vern.
Thank you, Adam. Last loss against it was to Louisiana Monroe, and that was in Nick Saban's first year in Tuscaloosa. Greer, incomplete. I think that should have been caught. Antonio Callaway.
I think Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator for Florida, is doing a good job with Will Greer early in this game. Yes, that ball should have been caught. He's giving him quick throws. He's protecting his offensive line against that fierce pass rush from Tennessee. Well, should be fierce pass rush from Tennessee.
Right.
We're wondering if Derek Barnett can make an impact. He was so big a year ago when he broke into the league. Corey Vereen, they really haven't gotten that edge, put any pressure on Will Greer.
Barnett comes from the right side. No pressure here. And the catch is made by Jake McGee, and he tiptoes up the sidelines. I think that's going to be just short of the first down at the 45.
Again, a good job by Will Greer getting his feet set, going to the #1 guy. One of the concerns that Coach McElwain and Nussmeier had about Will Greer's performance against Kentucky was, yeah, he made a lot of wild plays, but there were easier plays available, and he passed up an easy one.
Little bobble on the snap.
Timeout. I think they called timeout. Florida did not like this situation. I don't even know if they had
Timeout, Florida. Their first charge timeout for the first half. Timeout.
12:24 to go. First half. Well, during the timeout, Butch Jones, he's still way out on the field at the hash mark.
Yeah, because of the timeout that McElwain called, Butch Jones has had a chance to look at the replay and say, why wasn't the spot reviewed? Okay, because it looked to me that on the play that there was a step out around the 42.5-yard line. Right there. Isn't he not out of bounds on that play? Jake McGee looks out of bounds to me there.
Yes.
And they got a real favorable spot to make it 3rd and inches. That's a huge difference.
Timeout.
Now, and you can see Butch is very upset. He got a rule. He must have got a ruling that he did not. Let's see if we can take one more look. We love to help the replay officials, don't we?
Yes,
we do.
We do.
Kind of
it's part of the job description.
This, yes.
But this one's pretty clear cut.
You think so?
Yes.
Tennessee head coach has challenged the ruling on the field that the runner stepped out shorter of the line of game.
I think he stepped out. I don't think there's any doubt he stepped out. And what Butch is upset about is that he had to take the timeout to do it. Now, whether he, however it turns out, he thought that he was in the right, and now it's a double timeout.
Rob Skelton is the replay official.
Yeah, he challenged this, no doubt. You see that? I mean, they're looking right down there. I mean, he's got the clear vision on it.
And there's a 2.5-yard difference now between where the official spotted the ball and where McGee, it appears to us. Easy to officiate, but that seems awfully clear cut.
What I like about these replay things a lot, you don't even have to know the rules. It's just using your eyes. It's kind of fun. I'm going to say he's out right there. It still doesn't, you know, Florida's still going to have a chance to pick up the first down, but I think it's going to be a different yardage. If they start writing something down, you know it's going back.
That's right.
It'll still be the near hash, but it'll be right about the 42.5-yard line, meaning it'll be around, you know, a long 3 yards.
Well, they seem to be writing a blue book essay here. Conversation still going on back at the 20-yard line.
You know, and right now the early timeout by McElwain might cost him here because, you know, he did not either have the right formation or the right play. He called the timeout and allowed Butch Jones to take a second look.
Dave Smith is the referee, and he is conferring with Rob Skelton. Let's go back and take a look at McElwain's decision to call timeout here.
I don't know if they had an illegal formation or something, but, you know, Coach Mack was right on the sideline and signaled timeout right away.
Well, when they call it deliberation, this is nuts.
After further review, the runner stepped out on the 42.5-yard line. It will be third down at the 42.5. Tennessee will not be charged from the timeout. They will retain their challenge.
So remember, Butch was a little upset that he had to take the timeout. Remember, he gets it back, but it's right now Coach Mack saying, why did I start that for?
Yeah.
Now, you know, it gets to be one of those in-between downs. Are they going to run it or are they going to throw it? Let's see if that front four for Tennessee can make a play. The Florida front four has done it a few times, had one trick play that really has busted them. Can that front make a play here on 3rd and medium?
It now becomes 3rd and 3. Here comes the blitz. Greer doesn't get it. What a big challenge by Butch Jones. Corey Vereen and Derek Barnett, the two of the four you just mentioned.
Well, we exactly set that up. The two edge rushers that time just ran right into that play. A nice stunt call that time by John Jancic. He was stunting the defensive ends. They ran right into the play.
Johnny Townsend on to punt. Cameron Sutton is awaiting that punt at the 10-yard line. Cameron Sutton moves up, bobbled it. A muff. Fell on it, though. Cameron Sutton with an oops. Fell right on it. Time call. Well, we thank News for the update. It's 7-7 here, and a first down 10 at the 16-yard line for the Volunteers of Tennessee.
And Vern Hargraves is back on the field.
Up the middle, Dobbs gets a block, hauled down from behind, but he moves it all the way out to the 45-yard line. Ethan Wolf with the clearing block. That's a pickup of 29 yards as Hargraves is back on the field for
Florida. And that's the longest run in this 10-year losing streak that Tennessee has had against Florida. Their longest run previous to this, twice they had 20-yard runs. That's the longest run from scrimmage in 10 years.
First down, 10. Sweep to the right. It was jammed up by Jonathan Bullard initially, and a very modest gain out to the 46-7-yard line. Second and 8. Ouch. Keanu Neal with the tackle, a forceful one.
And I think this is exactly how the running game is going to be established by Tennessee. These are the Dak Prescott. These are the Cam Newton, the Tim Tebow runs. To run the ball against Florida, Tennessee must involve their quarterback.
Dobbs has carried it 5 times for a total of 20. There's nothing doing on third down. And the ball is just inside the 47. It'll be fourth down.
Was it Brantley that time? I'm not sure. It could have been a whole host of guys that made the play. Winning at the line of scrimmage.
Bullard.
And it was Brian Cox, also number 94, that made a play. And he was a monster in this game a year ago with 3 sacks. Fourth down. Are they going for it? Or are they faking going for it?
Looks like 4th and 1 instead of 2. They'll go. Right side. Pass. Caught. Wolf, the tight end.
How about the jump pass?
Kamara, beg your pardon.
Kamara threw the ball to Wolf. Ethan Wolf caught the ball. Kamara is going to throw the ball. How about Tennessee giving a taste of the jump pass to Florida?
Wow.
2 big-time calls by Mike DeBoer, offensive coordinator. Of course, Butch Jones had to okay both of them.
Quarterback keeper right side, stiff arm. Fumble.
It might have gone out of the end zone. That could be a touchback. Did it go out of the back of the end zone, or did he get out of bounds? Is he out of bounds? He stepped out as the ball was being fumbled, though. The ball is loose before he steps out of bounds. Oh, my.
Quick snap into the flat. Oh, boy. Fourth down. Or ball down. Alex Ellis with the catch.
I frankly don't understand it. I don't get why we didn't. That's a pretty darn big play. One more look. Does the ball seems to be out to me. And that's either Tennessee's ball at the half-yard line. That looked like a fumble. Or it could have gone out of the end zone.
Motion. He's back. Jalen Hurd.
Well, it's 6 points now. We're not changing that. Once the ball is snapped, it's over. Great drive by Tennessee. Started with the running quarterback for 29 yards and a jump pass on fourth down.
Tim Tebow's in the building, by the way. Extra point coming. We are given every game what is called a flip chart. And at the bottom of it, it lists today's officials. And I read directly from the flip chart. The replay official today was Rob Skelton. We were informed during a previous timeout that the replay official is Steve Landis. Apologies to the Skelton family.
Well, here goes Dobbs. This was the play, 2 plays before. To me, that looked like a clear fumble. Whether it went out of the end zone or not, the replay, the officials, it looked like it would have been Tennessee's ball at the half-yard line in the worst-case scenario. So even though it was not reviewed, it could have been on the half-yard line, but boy, I can't explain it.
Adam Zucker in New York coming up on the Geico Halftime Report. Rick, BJ, and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including another big day for Leonard Fournette. This part of his 244-yard performance up in Syracuse as the Tigers win it by 10. Now back to Tennessee and Florida.
Adam, thank you. It's 14-7 here. And a big play in that drive. Was it not a fumble or...
Well, first of all, this is inexcusable that this play is not reviewed and slowly and taken time here. This ball's a fumble, and it actually turned out that Tennessee should have got the ball at the half-yard line, and they ended up getting the ball at the 6. Now, that's a big difference, the 6 and the half-yard line. If that ball could have gone out, it should have been looked at. There is...
Yeah.
So, you know, the ball could have gone back to the spot of the fumble, but why wasn't this looked at? I don't understand.
Brandon Powell with the return.
You can't fumble it forward. I get that. It goes back to the spot, but why we didn't take a peek at that? That was, because I didn't see that was being really, really close. Oh, well, touchdown Tennessee.
14-7. 8:13 to go. Two wide receivers wide to the right. Robinson, one of them. Across the middle. Caught at the 35. It sure was. That's Antonio Callaway on the receiving end.
Callaway in the slot was the way they opened up the game. And this time, right down the middle.
Looks like a flag. The flag.
Holding on the defense, number 34. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, first down.
So Butch Jones has kind of really got everything going his own way here right now, don't you think? Fourth down calls, trick plays, fumble that goes out of bounds, comes back to the 6, jams it in there. I mean, that could have just easily hit out of bounds. It could have just as easily hit a Florida player. Everything is rolling Tennessee's way right now.
Including the challenge that they won. Here's Greer, almost picked off.
That was great coverage that time from Malik Foreman, number 13, coming across. Coming across the field, Foreman cuts across, gets inside of it, does a nice job of not grabbing the receiver that time and making the play.
Callaway originally committed to Miami, then reversed course and wound up signing with the Gators, number 81.
Again, the two tight ends at the bottom of the screen down here.
Cross. Taylor slips the first tackle and then is hit out of bounds.
Number 21, Delvin Taylor, left hand.
Jalen Reeves-Maben with the tackle. Well, comparison between the two QBs.
Well, it's been the running yards. I mean, that's been the big difference here so far. I'm not surprised. Of course, the reception wasn't bad by Joshua Dobbs catching a pass for a touchdown. So it's been a different way of using their quarterback. And now you got to be careful if you're Florida. You still have a redshirt freshman quarterback, and this is a fierce pass rush for Tennessee. Can they make a play on defense?
They're down 12. Got a man open. Nice, nifty move, but he's going to be a yard or two short. That's Brandon Powell, number 4.
Yeah, and this would be a big gamble right here. I don't think McElwain will go for this. It's 4th and 2.5 at least. Good throw, decent protection. Powell gets everything he can out of it, and Tennessee's going to force a punt.
Johnny Townsend comes on. Jim McElwain in his first year, succeeding Will Muschamp. Longtime offensive coordinator for Nick Saban, and most recently the head coach at Colorado State, where he had a wonderful stay. 4th down 2. Timeout. Tennessee.
Tennessee might have been short a guy there.
4th and 2. We'll be right back. Reminder that coming up as soon as we reach the Geico halftime report, we'll go back to Adam and the guys in the studio. Lots to talk about here in the quarter turn of the 2015 season. Will Greer, they're coming back on. Will they go for it? 4th down and 2.
Well, last time I said they might call a delay a game type of play. And what'd they do, jump pass?
Yes. Yes. On 4th and 2. Play action. Greer rolling right, finds his tight end. That is Jake McGee. And it's a 1st down, Florida.
Well, both coaches have taken advantage of the other coach calling a timeout. Remember earlier when McElwain had 4th and inches, he takes a timeout, and Butch Jones goes, hey, I want another look at that, and ended up getting a stop. This time, it's in a punt situation. McElwain says, let's go for it. And he ends up getting a 1st down when he would have punted the play before. Double pass.
Yes, there it is. Right side, incomplete. That was...
Jalen Reeves-Maybin did a great job of reading that play. One of the best football players on the field, Reeves-Maybin sees the player and does not allow the Florida Kelvin Taylor to get any space on him. Beautiful job by one of the best football players we have in this conference, Jalen Reeves-Maybin.
Wide receiver pass. It was an emulation of the successful play that Tennessee ran earlier. That was Alvin Bailey who threw it. 2nd down. Greer mix up on the pattern. Callaway turned and bolted to the right, and Greer overthrew him by a good 6 yards.
Remember when we talked about in the open, Vern, about the defensive lines taking advantage of the offensive lines. Again, 2 freshmen in the game right now. Might even be 3 if I don't get a look at it. No, actually, Antonio Riles is back in the game. But 2 true freshmen in there and pretty good protection.
3rd down 10. Greer with time overthrows McGee. Is there a flag? There is not a flag. It's Jalen Reeves-Maybin again defending.
Yeah, that was really good coverage again by Maybin. 2 huge plays by Maybin. You get the fake punt on that play, come back and get him on a 3 and out after the fake punt. Good defense by Tennessee.
Well, 4th down 10. Townsend is on now to punt. Cameron Sutton is deep at the 10. Florida now 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. This one, fair catch, call for, taken at the 14-yard line. Now time to take a look at our Home Depot tools for success. With more, here is Allie LaForce.
Guys, Josh Dobbs' future may be sky high, but for now, he's staying grounded. As an aerospace engineering major, take a look at his class schedule, even during football season. So how does he get to all of these classes on time and play football? Well, Dobbs did his research and discovered that he walked 4.1 miles a day to and from class. So he insisted that he ride in style on his own hoverboard, of course. At first, the coaches didn't want him to risk injury, but the team nutritionist thought it would be helpful to save his legs and maintain his current weight.
All right, here's Dobbs across the middle. Is that a completed catch?
I don't
Marcus
think so.
May with the hit. Incomplete.
Yeah, I don't think so. Marcus May does a great job of passing off one receiver to the inside and turning around and looking for the crossing receiver coming from the opposite direction. Great defense, great zone defense that time, and that one hurt a bit.
Marquez North was the recipient of that blow from Marcus May. 2nd down and 10. Now Alvin Kamara. Dobbs Designed run, spin move, gets a great block on the edge. Oh, brother! Here's Dobbs, foot race down the sidelines, hauled out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
He ran out of one tackle that time. I think it was Antonio Morrison, number 3, had him dead to rights in the hole. When Morrison missed him, he was off to the races, and luckily Brian Poole was able to cut him off. But the quarterback, besides throwing the ball, has been the story of the first half for Tennessee.
Here's the Jalen Hurd run. That block, by the way, was thrown by Coleman Thomas, the right tackle. And what a blow he delivered. Dobbs now with 99 yards rushing and 58 yards receiving. The passing yards have been inconsequential. A 62-yard run on that play. Sweep. Not much there. Jalen Hurd is popped by Keanu Neal, number 42.
See it right at the end, cleaned up. Antonio Morrison's there, but Neal comes up and finishes him off.
3rd and 10. Player down for Florida at the 27. Jordan Sherritt, number 17. Backup defensive tackle is the injured player. Time has been called back in the swamp after this. Tennessee with a 3rd down 10 from the 24-yard line. They lead by 7. Jalen Hurd and Alvin Kamara on either side of Dobbs. Now they spread out. Hurd way to the top of the screen. Florida is bringing 4. Dobbs takes off. Trips and falls. He's going to be short of the first down at the 15-yard line. Now what do you do?
Well, he's been rolling the dice, has Butch Jones, all game, but we'll see here. Quarterback draw, as you called it. Exactly what it was. Dobbs weaves around. He's over 100 yards rushing in the first half of this football game. He has been the wild card. He's been playing like Dak Prescott in the first half of this game.
Aaron Medley is on to try the field goal. He's not a sure thing. He's 4 of 7. This is 34 yards, if successful, his longest of the season. It is up, and it is good. And Tennessee's lead is 10. Well, Gary said at the onset of the afternoon, they might want to put this on Joshua Dobbs' shoulder.
They have, and he's responding.
Monday on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Don't miss special guest First Lady Michelle Obama, plus Mindy Kaling and John Legend, Monday on The Late Show. .3:13 to go, first half. Aaron Medley will kick off, and Brandon Powell back to return for the Gators. This one returnable. Brandon Powell at the goal line. Nice move. Well, Joshua Dobbs, what's he done today?
Well, it started off with him catching a pass from the wide receiver back to Kim. Perfectly set up for a touchdown. Then the old inside quarterback run. This kind of changed the game right here. It went from there, another design run. And you have your quarterback running for over 100 yards in the first half. That big bugaboo for Tennessee that they could not run the ball has been solved. Solved by the quarterback running it.
First down 10 from the 30. Florida has 2 timeouts remaining.
And remember, Tennessee gets the ball to start the second half. Huge drive.
Deep left side. That was...
Did he have 1 foot in? Yes, he did.
Antonio Callaway.
That's the definition of a back shoulder throw right there. Perfect coverage on that one. Sutton had no idea, Cameron Sutton, that the ball was even thrown, and Callaway catches it 1 foot down.
Gain of 17, first down at the 47. Kelvin Taylor. Or Troy Lewis, number 4, with the tackle. You were commenting earlier, you like these uniforms Tennessee's wearing.
Yeah, I think they look great this year. Got a nice V in the front, little checkerboard on the back of the stripe.
Right.
I love them in whites. I love when they're all white.
Well, you see the last 10 meetings, Tennessee, and here's Florida moving again. That's a first down.
Well, let's give this one back-to-back plays to this offensive line. Remember, in spring football, they had a shortage of offensive linemen. There was a question if they could even find enough guys to play. Well, a couple of freshmen have come through. Mason Halter and David Sharp are playing good football. We already pointed out what Thurman and Dillard did early in the game. So a couple of big runs up the middle against a great defense for Tennessee.
First down 10. Snapped just a little bit high. And Greer takes off, gets a block, spins to the 40-yard line. They're in Kirkland with the tackle.
Well, Will Greer was a highly sought-after quarterback. Of course, when you're being recruited by the SEC, that's probably all of them. Came here, redshirted 1 year, coaching change, comes in, wins the co-starting job from Harris, and then ends up looking like started all last week, and he's here today.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Picked off.
Can't do that.
Ladero McNeil back after fearing that his career was over before the season began.
Yeah, this is a mental mistake. You've got to see that safety and control that safety. And you just lay that ball up inside the numbers like this. This is one that you're going to get picked off. Pretty easy interception by a veteran safety, and McNeil's been around the league for a long time. And as soon as the ball was let go, I said, uh-oh, you knew it was going to be an interception. A huge play by that Tennessee defense. And the story has been, remember, it's been Tennessee. Butch Jones's team in 2 years has turned the ball over 9 times against Florida. So far, they get the turnover.
And they'll get the ball to open the second half. And after the oh, brother, look at John Bullard. Had 2 sacks last week. This is a tackle for loss on a running play.
I think Florida should take time out here. I'm surprised they haven't. They've got 2 timeouts left. Oh, there goes Jim McElwain just called it. Bullard, sometimes he's unblockable up front. He makes plays whether he's defensive tackle or defensive end, but I think it's a good timeout there by McElwain.
Loss of 5, second down and 15. 1:04 to go first half. Last week on TV's #1 comedy, you witnessed the wedding of the year. Monday, don't miss the breakup of the century. It's a new Big Bang Theory Monday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS.
Officials called forward progress at that ball at the 5.5. Bullard had him. It looked like he was trying to get free, but forward progress was called at the 5.5. That's why the spot is there.
Bird goes left, gets out near the 9.5 to the 10.
And I'm sure Tennessee will run the ball with Florida being out of timeouts as they take their second. They'll run the ball on 3rd down, pull off 40 seconds, and probably have to punt the ball under 20 seconds to go in the half.
Less than a minute remaining, 17-7. And a big 3rd down now coming up for Tennessee.
I think they're going to concede this. I think they're going to run the ball and take the 40 seconds off the clock.
And it's done. Here's Hurd. Tackle for a loss back at the 9-yard line.
It's going to be right around 11 and 12 seconds when they have to snap the ball.
Marcus May with that tackle. Had a good ball game. Had a good game last week.
Yeah, both safeties, actually all the safeties. Tennessee safeties. I actually consider Reeves Maben a hybrid safety, to tell you the truth. He's all over the field.
4th and 9. Trevor Daniel has been a weapon not only in this game but all year. This will be his 4th punt. He's averaging 50.7 in this game. For the season, he's above 47 yards.
Well, on this one, it's catch and kick, because obviously Florida is going to go after this punt.
I see a lot of cleat marks in the middle of the field. Oh, chopped up. 4th down 9. Clock shows 13 seconds to go.
Great punt.
Yes, it was. Callaway with an over-the-shoulder catch. 5 seconds to go.
Beautiful punt. Daniel had a great punting game against Oklahoma, pinned back Oklahoma the whole game, just the way he did that one. One step, hit it, and he angled it, and there's nothing that Callaway could do with that one.
Well, this is what's called a segue after that 56-yard punt. Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. For 60 years, Goodyear has provided aerial coverage of college football's greatest traditions and biggest rivalries.
Well, that score, 17 points by Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee fans, that looks familiar to where it was with Oklahoma. Remember, they get the ball to come out, and it was a second-half meltdown on offense. Let's see if they can find some offense in the second half of this game against the Florida defense.
Kelvin Taylor, final play, first half. Joshua Dobbs, terrific first half. He rushed for 107. He caught a pass for 58. Let's go down to Allie LaForce, who's with Jim McElwain.
Coach, a couple of creative play calls have given Tennessee the edge. The 58-yard pass to Dobbs and the jump pass that led to the score. How can you be better prepared for those?
Well, you know, it's something we worked all week, and sure enough, you know, they get us different types, but we knew they'd have to do something like that, so that's something we expected. And yet, at the same time, what we've got to do is control the ball offensively and go stick it in the end zone.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
Allie, thank you. That's the end of the first half. 17-7. Tennessee with a lead. And they get the ball to open the second half. Now let's go to Adam Zucker in our New York studio.